Okay, so I'm gonna be making some bog standard duck breasts and some bog standard asparagus. I'm just gonna pan sear this guy here in its own fat. And then I'm gonna do a braised asparagus with the pan juices and fond from searing the duck. All this stuff is really simple. Like the seasoning is really just salt and pepper, but they're both really tasty stuff to make. So let's get to it. The only thing to do, well actually there's two things to do. Get this boy nice and dry and seasoned with some salt. I bought this guy frozen, so there's gonna be some juices, you know, from defrosting and stuff. And some people like to score the skin side to make it look pretty and to make sure it kind of lays flat. I get where they're coming from, but I don't like to do that. Instead, what I normally do is I get a plate or something heavy to put it on top. But you do want to make sure that the breast is laid flat and the skin side gets maximum contact with the pan, you know, because chicken breasts and duck breasts are not built to be seared, in the sense that they're not flat. It's not a major issue though. So, got it dry. And then I'm just gonna hit it with some salt. Hit it with a little bit of salt on this side as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this sit while I prep my asparagus. This is about a pound of asparagus. Definitely not gonna cook all of that. So I'm gonna do half of this. Okay, this is how I like to prep my asparagus. Cut off the tough bits. Do them one at a time, then save them for stock. Okay, I have a bag where I chuck all the stuff, you know, the celery roots, the asparagus ends, and then just take a peeler and just peel away. Just want to peel off, you know, like the outermost layer to make sure it's kind of tender. All right, so look at these. Done and done, all right? Now we can get cooking. All right, so let's get going. Cold pan. Turn the heat on to medium, let's say medium. It's gonna take a while for the pan to heat up anyway. And then this guy, salted, goes in. Okay. And then I'm gonna put this plate on top. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes and there's some sizzling going on. I'll remove the plate, it's still nice and cold. And as you can see here, there's some fat. It's been rendered. There's no color, I don't think. Yep, there's no color. Just the idea is you want to cook it on skin side for two reasons. First of all, you want to render the fat. Second of all, because there's a layer of skin, it protects the meat from overcooking. We'll take another look. Now there's some browning going on. The plate is still like not even half warm, so it's perfectly safe for me to do this. And it's picking up some color, especially around the edges. I'm gonna let it do its thing. You just gotta be patient with duck breast. You can't rush it. And in terms of seasoning, I only did salt. I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper towards the end, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of this stuff. So this is a balsamic cream. It's basically a ready-made balsamic reduction that you can put on, you know, salads, or in this case, I'm gonna put on my cut chicken duck breast. It just really complements the flavor of the duck, and it also like cuts off a little bit of fattiness. So I like that. So it's been 10 minutes since the duck breast went in the pan, and the plate is still pretty nice and cool, easy to handle. Some more color. Still use some more time. The heat has been kept on medium this whole time. It's pretty ideal. Put it back on. Now the sizzling is starting to get a little bit more aggressive. So again, the plan here is to cook duck breast mostly on its skin side. I would say 80% on the skin side, and I'm going to flip and cook the rest 20% on the other side. I do want some caramelization on the flesh side, because otherwise it just feels wrong, you know? All right, another look. Ooh, that's a lot of fat. Let's take another look. Oh, look at that. It's only been 3 minutes since we last checked, you know? And this looks very different because it's starting to fry in its own fat. And the rate of caramelization is up. All right, so in 15 minutes, you take the internal temperature. It's about 99 degrees. That's pretty good. We'll leave it on this side for 1-2 minutes, and then I'm gonna give it a flip to finish on the other side. Okay, another 90 seconds later. So I'm gonna give it a flip, and look at the color. It's beautiful. It's gonna get a little bit darker as it sits. So this guy is now getting flipped. It's gonna get cooked on the flesh side. We give this side about 2 minutes. Sear it off on the final side. It's 1:14. So we're gonna leave it in the pan for another minute. So this guy is done. I'm gonna pull it out to rest. That's a whole lot of fat. I'm gonna keep it as is. These guys go in. I'm gonna let them sit here and sear off a little bit. I want some color. Heat is still on medium. Although I do want to turn it on to medium-high a little bit. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. Let's check if it's got any color. Positive. Shake it up. Shake it up. Gonna expose different sides. Almost forgot to season. You want to season your asparagus well. Nobody likes bland vegetables. Hit it with some salt and some pepper. Okay, you can see it's picked up some more color. I'm gonna add about a cup or so of chicken stock. It's not gonna be enough to cover, and I don't need enough chicken stock to cover. I just want a little bit of liquid going on here. And then you can cover it with a lid or with another pan. See if that fits. This really is an interesting way to cook asparagus because, you know, normally the stuff you get, say at a steakhouse, is like, you know, kind of crispy, very juicy, nicely browned, aggressively seasoned, or that kind of stuff, which I like. But this is a new texture. You know, it's still pretty juicy. It's got a little bit of chew, but it's also like braised down, so like it's not like super fibrous. And you won't get stuff stuck in your teeth. Okay, now here's the thing. I might have added a little bit too much chicken stock because it's taking way too long for it to evaporate. Yeah, there's a lot of liquid. So I'm gonna, let's see. I'm gonna crank the heat all the way up. You know, because ultimately you want the liquid to kind of all evaporate. You know, I don't want to end up with a soupy situation. I'm gonna leave it open so that it evaporates faster. So actually, I've changed my mind. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take out the asparagus, and then I'm gonna let the braising liquid reduce a little bit more and drizzle it on top of the duck to finish. Actually, I'm gonna turn it off. Let the residual heat work its magic, and I'm gonna incorporate my balsamic reduction into here. Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna leave it here. Then I'm gonna carve the duck. I like to flip it and cut it like this because That way, I feel like it's easier to keep the skin intact. I like to do thick slices. And look at this. Nice and pink. I get this reduction, spoon that over, a little bit on the asparagus, and voila, that's it. Piece of duck, dip it in the sauce. Oh, I forgot one thing. A little bit of lemon. It's better with the lemon juice. And if you look at this piece right here, all right, so this is the skin. And if I turn it at 90 degrees, you see how thin the layer of fat is? Yeah, there's no layer of fat, it looks like, you know? And the fat all got rendered into the pan and then got incorporated into the sauce later. So there's no chewy, like white bits of fat, and you don't need to score your skin. So this is how you make duck breasts and how you make a slightly different version of asparagus. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Go find yourself a piece of duck breast. It's really easier than you think. It's a little bit more expensive than chicken, but it's cheaper than a steak. Go do that.